Maritime Made is presented by Nova Scotia Business Inc., helping businesses across the province grow through export. For more information, novascotiabusiness.com.
After living and training across Europe, chocolatier Julia Rousseau Dumarcet and business partner Natalie Morin opened Rousseau Chocolatier in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and committed to making chocolates in the traditional French style. Making lemon ganache chocolates begins with fresh lemons. Using a rasp, the zest of the lemons is removed. Next, the lemons are cut in half and juiced. The zest and juices are heated and reduced. White chocolate is weighed into a bowl. Now cream and the lemon reduction are heated together, then poured over the white chocolate. This is mixed slowly and thoroughly. This is the ganache mixture, which is then poured into a form and carefully smoothed out with a spatula. The ganache has to rest for 24 to 48 hours to become firm. Once firm, melted dark chocolate is smoothed over the ganache. The chocolate maker ensures it is evenly covered. The ganache is then loosened from the edges of the frame, and the frame slides off. It is then lifted onto a cutting tool called a guitar. The cutting strings are pressed into the ganache for nice, even cut lines. The ganache is removed and put back on the cutter in the opposite direction to cut into squares. Next, the enrobing machine is attached to the chocolate tempering machine. The chocolate needs to be at 31.5 degrees for this process. The lemon ganache squares are loaded onto the enrober by hand. Next, the ganache moves along as it is covered in ribbons of dark chocolate. It passes under a small blower to smooth out the chocolate, then across a rack that taps away any drips. Lastly, the chocolates roll to the finishing area, where the final decorations are added. In this case, the decoration is a lustrous, crispy chocolate pearl. The process continues until all the ganache squares have been enrobed. The lemon ganache chocolates are transferred to a tray for cooling and stored for later use. Macarons are an Italian tradition. The chocolatier is making raspberry macaron, which begins by making the meringue. Meringue begins by heating water and sugar to 120 degrees Celsius to make a syrup. Egg whites and food coloring are added to a bowl and mixed together. Then almond powder and icing sugar are measured, then combined. More egg whites are measured, then added to the almond powder and icing sugar mixture for moisture. Food coloring is added and the mixture is blended by hand. Next, the chocolatier adds the 120-degree syrup to the egg whites. Egg whites will mix for about 20 minutes while the batter slowly cools. Once finished mixing, the glossy meringue is hand-folded into the almond and icing sugar mixture. Working it together carefully and checking for the right consistency. The macarons are then piped onto parchment paper, carefully ensuring the correct size of each one. They are piped onto the tray slightly offset from each other to allow for consistent heating in the oven. Weights are added to the tray to hold the parchment down in the convection oven. They are baked for 15 minutes. Once baked and cooled, the last step of the macaron is adding the fresh raspberry cream filling. A precise amount of filling is piped onto one macaron shell. Then a second one is placed on top, taking great care to find a perfect match. Rousseau Chocolatier makes different flavors all year round. Chocolate Easter eggs are a favorite at this chocolate shop. The chocolate maker brushes colored chocolate into the bottom of the molds. 3 different colors are used: colored chocolate is made of cocoa butter, white chocolate, and food coloring. Next, the first layer of dark chocolate is brushed into the molds. This will ensure the outer layer of the egg will be shiny. Dark chocolate is then poured into the mold, where it settles for an instant, then is poured back out. This creates the outer layer of the hollow egg. The same is done in the egg carton mold. The chocolate will set for about 5 minutes, just long enough for the edge to set. Then into the fridge for another 10 minutes. Once set, the eggshells are removed from their molds, revealing their colorful designs and glossy finish. A chocolate surprise is added to the inside of the eggs. Next, one half of the eggshell is placed momentarily on a warm sheet, which will slightly warm the edge and allow it to stick to the other half of the shell. The finished, handmade eggs are placed in their own chocolate egg carton, packaged, and are ready to be enjoyed. Chocolate-covered almonds are another favorite treat. The chocolate maker fills a bowl with almonds, then pours them into a coating drum, which turns continuously to ensure the chocolate coats evenly. A ladleful of melted milk chocolate is added. As the drum turns, the chocolate cools and sets onto the almonds. The process is repeated until the layers of chocolate build up, and build up some more, until they are perfect. Chocolate and peanut butter is a great combination. The chocolatier begins by brushing luster dust into the bottom of the mold. Then it is filled with melted milk chocolate, and the excess chocolate is poured back out. These need to look perfect when finished, so the chocolatier scrapes the mold for a perfect edge. Now it's time for the filling. Peanut butter and a finely ground crispy wafer are added. These chocolates will have a surprising crunchiness. The bottom layer of chocolate is added to the mold, and the edge is scraped. The molds are tapped to get rid of any air bubbles that might be trapped, and then they're placed in the fridge to set. Once set, these beautiful chocolates are removed from the molds and stored for use.